for an hour. I said everything is empty.
Hi, and welcome to Boom. I'm your host, Judy McKenzie. This is our first show, so let me tell you a little bit about us. Boom stands for BATV's own open mic. It's a program dedicated to bring to your attention noteworthy performers, events, concepts, or information in the music field. Now, how we present it may take in different forms, as you will see in this and future shows. So please sit back, relax, and listen as we turn our attention back to our main attraction, Gregg Padula.
My name is Gregg Padula. I am from a band called The Birthday Suicide. I'm a local Boston artist, and I am about to release my first CD named 1 Year Wasted. There are no other people in my band. I am playing all the instruments on the CD. And to translate that live, I actually just loop in the various instruments through looping pedals and making it seem like a band. I can remember as a child sneaking to watch MTV when videos were first coming out and watching like Guns N' Roses videos and all of these bands that had started making videos, and I would sneak CDs and hide them and trade them with friends, and we were very secretive about everything and keeping it away, making sure our parents didn't know we were listening to what we were listening to at the time. That I found myself just completely immersed in music immediately. And it was about the age of 13 where I finally broke and knew that I wanted to play guitar and do something with music. And I took lessons from 13 years old till 20. I took them for 7 years under a great man, Dave Stadig was his name, and taught me everything I wanted to know about music and really got me going. It was all day, all night. I had to be told to put your guitar away, do your homework. You know, it was above anything else. I started performing live at the age of 15. I was playing in a band, in a punk rock band actually called National Hoax, which was a politically influenced band, which was strange for such young kids. We had a lead singer, he quit. We couldn't find another lead singer, and so I stepped up, and at first I started singing with my back turned to everyone because I was so embarrassed, and through time I became the lead singer of that band, recorded an album, and started playing shows around Boston. Well, now I am back here in Boston after being away in Northern California for many years, and I typically play Cambridge, Somerville, all Asia, Abbey Lounge, Middle East, a lot of the staples of Cambridge music scene.
Back in the spring of this year, the Boom crew followed Gregg to All Asia in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It was open mic night, and Gregg was one of the highlighted performers. Here's what we captured that evening.
I stumble for you. Yes, I stumble for you. Through the trees, we watch as we leave down into the grove. Stand on the ground, we were shown like the earth and the stars that I know. I was never alone. You hid in between the thin line we made for ourselves. I tremble for you. If you run, I will crawl after you. I said, please, tell me now. There's still purpose in dragging us out. Dance on the ground we were shown, like the earth and the stars that I know. I was always alone, hidden between the thin line we create for ourselves. I close my eyes, when I picture you in heaven, it makes me sick. These some fucking trips you lay on me, it's a thin line between love and murder. When you cross that line, when you cross that line. I'll spit my words on these pages, rust on my guitar until my fingers bleed. When love is lost, there's no in between, just a bitter taste of the years you waste. I will carry this till the end. a thin line, a thin line, a thin line, a thin line. Yes, I stumble for you through the trees. Watch as we move down into the grove. Stand on the ground we were shown, like the earth and the stars that I know. I was always alone, hidden between the thin line we create for ourselves. Yeah, all right. I think that's it for me. The Birthday Suicide. Thank you very much. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Well, naturally, I became interested in literature and writing first, and first getting into Jack Kerouac and Burroughs and a lot of the beat writers before I even explored music whatsoever. And so the lyrics do come first for me, and then the music comes in afterwards. With like today's technology with cell phone recording, I actually find myself a lot of the time having these phrases just burning through my head where I have to stop everything and write them down. And I will just record them into a cell phone and go back into the cell phone later to these hundreds of files. I'm 26 now, and it took me 10 years of playing live, and I had a record released when I was 15 on an independent record label, but it is nothing like it sounds now. And it took all these years to evolve into that. As far as music goes, I had struggled. I didn't know, where I was. And until I started getting into Elliott Smith, Simon Joyner, Bright Eyes, Bob Dylan, when I heard it for the first time, and I'm like, oh my God. I had never heard anything like this. This is music and literature fused perfectly into song. And that's really what got me into the harmonica and the genre of music.
From the BATV studio in Brookline to All Asia in Cambridge, we now find Gregg out in Worcester, Massachusetts, performing for the Indie Palooza. It was there we had a chance to see his parents enjoying the performance.
On hopeless expectations, sliding portrait, skirted by words, let the silence permeate. Soon the trees will be white. You call my name when you're too late. In our time, there was no time to show you how much I had learned. Dark eyes and alibis, just trying to make things right. Good people die sometimes. I think I'm doing better, I guess. I started writing songs again. I changed the sheets on my deathbed and there's nothing left. I sold everything. I said goodbye to all my friends. Fled the West. I knew I never should have left. Remember when we were like one? Mistakes are made and now you are gone. Summertime, ain't no summertime at all. Please tell me it's all Practical Joe. Practical Joe. Practical Joe.
Well, 1 year wasted, it is chronicling 1 year of my life. The idea itself came from a Northern California farm where I was living at the time, going through some really dark times and really just sick times. And it took a year of just writing and filling up notebooks to the brim before I was actually able to come to terms with what had happened in the year and face it and write about it. And that's what the whole album chronicles. From front to back, there's 10 tracks chronicling the entire experience. I had actually struggled to tap back into that sadness and that depression, that neurosis that I never wanted to go back to. But I somehow had to figure out a way to tap back into it. You know, whether looking through old pictures or old letters and trying to relive the misery, which sounds morbid and terrible, but that is what you have to go through to get these songs. And I hadn't written in a long time. All those years in California, I hadn't written anything. And it took me coming back to New England to be able to write again and find the roots of all of this creative energy, which I couldn't not delve into when I was out there. You know, coming back to my hometown here in New England is really what made me capable of getting this down in a tangible disc. I went out, got some decent mics, got Pro Tools, and just figured it out, and layered over the different instruments, and finally just put it all together. And with this album, I kind of tried to put everything behind me. It was sort of therapeutic in a way. It was getting all of this out of me. That if I didn't have music to vent this energy into, who knows where it would have went, if I would even be here now talking about it. One of the songs in particular, which was kind of summarizes the entire year, is a track off the album called Somewhere North. To me, it's the most passionate song when I play it because it was the first song that I had written when it happened. I wrote the lyrics for it during that year. It didn't have any music to it, but it was something I was holding on to for a long time. It was an unfinished song that I held on to, pretty much to have something to hold on to. I carried this unfinished song, so I would have something to hold on to, something to finish, and I was scared to finish it, because then what would be left?
Okay, so remember how at the beginning of Boom, we promised to show you a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes? Well, here we are, back in the BATV studio, and the Boom editing crew are putting together the music portion of the video. We're experimenting with some new software. In this video, we have Gregg performing in front of the green screen. My colleague, Judy Johnson, is now adding some image to the green screen to give it the proper music treatment. It's funny that the creator of the show wanted to use dolphins in the background, which was used as a placeholder for the shot, but it was wisely decided to go with a more conventional approach.
Silence we pass like strangers, bursting for laughter. Forever is etched, the last day we met, smoking cigarettes, but on the front step. And behind the glowing ember, your voice was like a stranger. Go get yourself together, take care, and take care. Sometime after that, the first April shower, I wrote you a song, picked you some flowers. But it is now gold, you wish to accept these flowers, I cannot accept. least all my ghosts are all known. This house and these walls will pass through my dreams. Maybe one day I'll reflect on these memories. But for now, my stomach is sick, consumed with my longings. Cupboards are bare, I still feel you here. I lost 10 pounds, the weight of my heart. Motionless, feverish, lying, expressionless, cigarettes and chemicals, leveling my conscience. And out on the back deck I sat with my best friends. They knew I wouldn't make it alone. They all knew. Now love isn't real, it was cooked in a basement. English you studied, quickly forgotten. I was making myself the liquor, the language. Memorizing quotes, pass them off as your own. A verse from a popular song. Standing my ground as you run to the doors. I make a tiny sound to let you know that I'm around. Let's go, I'm going home, where at least all my ghosts are all known. This house and these walls pass through my dreams. Maybe one day I'll reflect on these memories. But for now,
being in a small town right now where I live away from Boston, the type of music I play sometimes does not go over well in certain certain towns around here, you know, and I have been thrown out of several places on many occasions for the content. You know, in a club where someone's playing, you know, Bob Marley covers and Paul Simon and covers, and then I go on and I'm, you know, singing these songs of depravity and depression, and people have booed me, been like, get the hell out of here, you know, what are you doing, why are you bringing us all down? When I listen to the album itself, it does bring me back to those places, and, you know, but as far as, like, emotionally, it doesn't tear me apart as it would have a year ago. In the recent shows, I've been playing nothing but this entire album. Definitely, I am, just kind of trying to work through it. It's kind of a therapy. And for the genre of music I'm playing, it's not a high energy type music. It's more of a theatrical based music. It's more of a story. It's not folk, and I've been lumped into folk genre, but it's absolutely not folk because it is in no way socially conscious. It's very introverted, and it's very, I don't want to see emo or indie because I don't like to use those terms, but it is very much very personal. And what it is actually my sickness and neurosis packaged into a neat little CD, which is hard for me to grasp that this, you know, giving this personal CD, this album out to people and letting them into this world can sometimes be nerve-wracking and embarrassing somewhat, in a sense, as far as social norms. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear about the darkest depths of depression and neurosis.
Gregg's band, The Birthday Suicide, will be releasing their first album entitled 1 Year Wasted on May 10th, 2008. For more information on Gregg and for future performance listings, check out his website at myspace.com/birthdaysuicide. For Boom, I'm Judy McKenzie. Thank you for watching.
away, rest for an hour. I said, everything is everything here, but all I have to show is an unfinished piece written for me. You cried, Amy, I'm lost and confused. I know you hate me for being amused. Give me one good reason to stay. Give me one good day. Things have changed, yes I know. The only thing that connects us is a lack of control. I said, all I know is all I see here. It's not much, but I'll make it a monster. Turn that shit around on you, Amy. You tighten the rope, I know you hate me. Smoke all my dope, give me one good reason to stay. Give me one good day.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven.